Yeah, the topic, even though the theme of this conference was the consumer journey, I wanted to try and challenge the concept of the consumer journey. I wanted to really talk a little bit about the fact that the consumer journey may be a distraction for us. It may in fact be a misnomer. And the reason for that is because I think if we obsess with the journey, we may lose sight of embracing the experience. And the consumer experience is the most important thing we need to understand. And the reason for that is because I think we should unpack the journey into a series of micro experiences or connected experiences so that we can find the most meaningful way to connect the brand to the consumer. Ultimately, if we understand the experience of the consumer as they go about solving a problem or trying to achieve something in their life, then we can utilize those experiences to find a meaningful role for our brand in the consumer's life. So although I didn't intend it, I think the key message that people took from the presentation was throw away the template. And I quite like that in retrospect. That wasn't my intent, but I think all too often we build our consumer journeys, our experience maps, or whatever we choose to call it, in a template. And I think first and foremost, we've got to really go into these exercises by genuinely trying to understand what the consumer experience is all about. From a consumer perspective, not from the manufacturer's perspective. I think only when we do that will we truly unlock creative opportunities, strategic opportunities. I think if we look at those moments in the journey that are critical points in the journey and unpack that experience, look at those micro moments, look at the experiences that the consumer is going through, look at the tensions, look at the opportunities, and then really try and connect the brand in a meaningful way. I think the common theme that I took from the 2 days, the panel discussions, the presentations, was really that we don't know our consumer well enough. We've got to get a lot closer to the consumer. It seemed that we are trying to catch up with the consumer. The consumer's way ahead of us in many respects, in terms of their media consumption, in terms of their whereabouts, in terms of their openness to having conversations around brands. I think we need much better insight. We need a lot more personalization. We need a lot more focus in the way we address the consumer. So I think for me it's getting close to our consumer, understanding our consumer, catching up with where the consumer is, focus and personalization. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only forum where the industry comes together, and I think that's critically important because most of the year we are in our respective advertising agencies, our marketing organizations. This is one opportunity to come together to share ideas, share problems and challenges, share solutions in a very collaborative way. And I think when the industry comes together, it's a very powerful force. Because I think ultimately, even though we're competitive in our day-to-day lives, in these forums we can better understand our collective challenges and our common challenges. And everyone leaves with a renewed sense of energy, inspiration. It's almost like a reset button, I think. Yeah.